Just starting to get the fall colors out in the hill. Yeah, we'll take you inside and show you what we've been working on. Now, one of my long-standing things to knock off my to-do list is to put shelves in the bedrooms. I built these cubbies, 4 shelves, and here we go. I use my my Craig pocket jig to build the shelves out of 1 by, I think actually 5/4. And then we're using a poly stain mix. So you put 2 coats on it and it gives you the poly on the second coat. Basically you rough up in between coats. So that's what it looked like before, and I did the shelf on the top, and there we go. It's very nice, I know. One less thing knock off my list. Window trim still on that list, as you can see. But I have the 1x4s for it in, so I can start working on that next week, hopefully. Inside the cabin, that's all I've worked on the last couple weeks. I came down last weekend and the weekend before, but I had to come down last weekend because my father-in-law's brakes were blowing, so I bought a wheel cylinder for the rear end, and we took the brake drum apart and a whole bunch of springs fell out, so we had to shoot to town, pick up new pads, new spring kit, new self-adjuster kit, and did his whole brakes. And between doing that and getting everything stained for this weekend, that's what I did. We've been working on the guest cabin today, and I will go back and show you what we've been working on. It's another one of my long-standing to-dos, and our hand was forced by little demons. So let's head back there. Before I head back, let me show you what another thing I've been working on while I'm in the city. A lot of the pictures of my cabin and other buildings show a lot of old saws, axes, and things like that. I've had this one underneath my mattress upstairs for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and I was missing handles for it, so I finally picked up a set of handles. These are new, which normally I don't do, but old handles are expensive. They actually seem to be worth more than the saw. So I got the handles and picked up or brought the blade back, cleaned it, so now it shines. It's Simmons, which the steel came from a mill near my town. It was kind of cool when I saw our town name on the mark. I wasn't expecting that. So like I said, I cleaned it so it shines. I'm not sharpening it right now, but I actually think I might take this one and sharpen it. I'm acquiring the tools to do all that. I have a joiner. I have a plate of steel for fixing any kinks in the blade, using it as an anvil. I have the files. I need to get a small hammer. None of my hammers are really small for doing the rakers, and I'm looking for a larger joiner for doing these types of saws. But that'll be something I work on. This one, like I said, I think I might take it to the next level and try sharpening it, and see how it turns out. We'll see. Maybe I'll send it off and have somebody else do it, and work on one of my other saws that I care less about. This one belonged to my wife's grandfather, and I'd like it to look nice. I'm going to put it up on the wall, and it's pretty dark, but above that one, and I'd probably take that one down and do the same, amount of shine that I have on this one. So, because I start off with a 120 grit sandpaper, work up to a 320, using some type of an oil on it to keep it from loading up the paper, and then I move off to a sharpening stone to finish it up. Just use the body of the sharpening stone as a file basically, and comes out pretty good when it's done. So now let's head back to the guest cabin. So we've been busy today out here. Again, one of our long-standing things to do is to eventually box in the little porch roof up top there, and we hadn't done it, and little demonic chipmunks have been taking advantage of our lack of progress. Every time we'd block a new hole, they would find another way in. So we finally went ahead and did what we should have done right away and boxed the entire thing in. And it doesn't look like a lot of work, but it took probably 4 hours worth of work, just because of you're up on the ladder and lots of angles and all that type of stuff. We're still gonna do battens over the top. We're gonna do that right now, but I know the light will start dying, and I'm already have barely enough light for video as it is, so I figured I would do the video now. Over the past couple weeks we've been doing some things inside, and I'll show you what we got going on in there. And I have a lantern going, so I have enough light in here. So, at least some light. I don't believe I have any videos where I've shown the little kitchen countertop I built. I use the same Craig screws I use everywhere else to build the top, and then I use a thick poly type epoxy. There's like 4 or 5 coats on it, and it's kind of like if you go to a restaurant, sometimes they'll have them on the table, that type of idea. The rest of it's just basic pine, and I used hardboard for the shelves and just sunk it in, routed it in. Then we had the Amish make us stainless steel backsplash, and hung up some pots and pans, and we're good to go. Well, yeah, I restored the axe. We had an old axe lying around, so I took it back and sharpened it up, and what did I do? I tongue oiled the handle, and that's going to go on the wall out here. A couple more of my saws, which are pretty dark in here, so they just look like shadows. Buck saw that's going to go on the wall. I finished that up this week, and then move the chair. And then built the ladder to the second floor, and I still think if I go up there, it'll be too dark for you to see anything. Yep, way too dark. So, I got some flooring down up here, some foam flooring, and a cot, and that's basically done. We'll get this wood out of here soon. Back bedroom is all set up. Got a cot down here, bunk beds, and people have slept here this summer, so it's actually been used. And that's it. Guest cabin's kind of winding down. You can see some of that insulation on top of the thing, and then the chair, there's insulation. That's because those chipmunks are getting up above it and chewing their way through, little bastards. Excuse me. But yeah, doesn't look half bad for what it is. I'm gonna go outside and do some more work. I'll talk to you guys later. So that's it for this week. We got the battens put up on the new ceiling, and hopefully the chipmunks don't find another way into that building. They chew the heck out of everything. So yeah, they climb right up the siding and find any little opening you give them. It's beautiful out tonight. It's like 60 degrees ish. and about 6:30 or so. Love this time of the year, except for the fact that I get so much less work done because I lose hours of daylight at the end of the day. But my favorite time of the year, weather-wise. Hunting season's coming up soon. Getting ready for that. We'll get our wood piles stacked up the next couple weeks on the porches, and plows on the tractor and all that stuff done. I retired my Jeep, and I'm driving my my father-in-law's old Yukon. He got a Suburban and didn't need this one, so I got that. And I'm doing a little bit of work on that. I just did rotors, and I'm painting the frame on it. It's the same year as my Jeep, but it's in better shape. He goes into Florida for the winter, so it hasn't seen as much snow and ice. But yeah, I painted the I'm painting the frame now. ABS is coming on too soon, so I think I need to replace a wheel bearing on one side or the other. I got to figure out which. It's an integrated unit, so something for me to do. Yeah, and I'm gonna get my saws all finished up and on the walls. We got hooks on order from the Amish. I think we ordered 100 hooks or 50 hooks, I don't know, a bunch. Blacksmith will make them in a couple weeks. Like I said, absolutely gorgeous time of year. I could take this weather all year round. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and get some dinner. So, until next time, thanks for watching.